Good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Christine. I am your host and founder of This Side of Chaos Women's Empowerment Coaching. In 2017, I had been an overweight, unfulfilled single mom for over 10 years to a young son. When I went through a health scare in 2018, I found the path to my purpose. Today, I am here to show you how you can create the life you want, find the love you crave, even if you've been single for years. It all starts with self-love and coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. Let's get started with today's daily dose of love and caffeination. All right, good morning, everyone. I am Christine. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on Coffee with Christine. So, oh my gosh, Tuesday, September 8th. It's the first day back to school for a lot of kids here in the U.S., my son included. So it's a big day. It is the day after our Labor Day holiday. So all our working people had the day off. Hopefully, we had a lot of people who worked. So, we are here. We're here to appreciate. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to experience things. And I'm so glad that you are here to experience this journey with me. So this morning, if you are new here, I love to let you know what I'm sipping on first thing in the morning. Coffee is very important to me. It was a thing that my dad and I would do. We would always smell coffee. He would drink coffee all the time. So for me, coffee is a very comforting, nurturing experience. So I want to share that with you. So I decided to create Coffee with Christine to bring you little tidbits of love to take with you throughout the day. So I give you things to think about, things to ponder over, mindsets to try to shift a little bit into a more positive and loving aspect. So welcome. I am so glad that you're here. This morning, I am sipping on my pumpkin spice in my Live Life in Full Bloom mug. I love this mug. This is one of my favorite mugs. It's a little flower pot. So how could you not love it, right? So this whole entire week, in honor of all the kids going back to school this month here in the U.S., I am doing a book study. So each week I pick a book that it has helped me along my journey, and I share little bits and tidbits out of it to maybe inspire you. Without these masters of the mindset experience, without the personal growth and personal self-esteem and expansion, I wouldn't be where I am today. So it's so important to be able to go outside your comfort zone, pick up a book, learn something, pick up a mindset that expands your knowledge, expands the depth of your thinking. So this week we are covering The Sacred Six by JB Glossinger. For those of you who know me, I was talking this guy up back when I think it was 2007, 2008 when I came across him. And I would listen to him almost every morning there for a really long time. And it was an amazing start to the day. It really helped me put things in perspective. But, when you're on a journey, you're not always ready to take certain paths. So this was one of the books that started the path. And this is a book that I want to share with you guys. So in The Sacred Six, JB goes over, it's the simple step-by-step process for focusing your attention and recovering your dreams. So this book goes into the goal-setting process. It goes into the why. It goes into what's been holding us back. So I'm going to go ahead and let me pop that up here. Okay. So on page 26, I'm just going to read this whole entire little excerpt because it's so profound. It's called, Why Don't We Do What We Long to Do? Thoreau famously said, the mass of men leads lives of quiet desperation. And I find it hard to disagree. Most people are not happy. They don't wake up and love their lives. They are in a constant state of want. Why? Because of the conditioned patterns we fall into in our daily lives. To understand how deeply these patterns imprint on us, imagine that you are in Colorado for a ski vacation. It's crisp, clear December day. Picture yourself at the top of the ski slope, looking down at the white powdered mountain. You are the first skier on the slope that day, so there aren't any tracks in the snow. You grab your poles and push off. Down you go into that awesome white powder, jumping, twisting, turning as you descend. At the end of your turn, you think, that was awesome, I have to do it again. So back up the ski lift you go. When you return to the top of the mountain, something has happened. There are now tracks in the snow from your previous run. Still, you fly down the mountain again, following your own tracks. When you go back up the mountain the third time, you see the tracks are now deeper. As the day goes on, the tracks deepen into ruts. You try to steer out of them, but you can't. You're stuck in the ruts. This is what happens with life. As we continue to think in certain ways, we create ruts in our mind. We develop mental patterns that become habitual, and over time, it gets harder and harder to get out of those mental ruts and change our thinking, never mind our lives. Even more insidious is that we are not the only ones creating those ruts in our minds. There are countless marketers, advertisers, colleagues, friends, and family members helping shape our thoughts so they can get us to buy their product or adapt our beliefs. This repetitive thinking can be very frustrating. Just as in the movie Groundhog Day, the same thing keeps happening to us over and over again. This, my friend, is quiet desperation. It is also one of the reasons we don't get stuff done. Once we get locked into habitual thinking, we have trouble stepping outside the box. One of my favorite TV commercials from the 1980s is Dunkin' Donuts with the guy who wakes up in the morning, puts on his clothes, brushes his teeth, and then walks into the work saying, it's time to make the donuts. He does the same thing at the same time in the same way every morning. I have felt that way many times in my life, waking up, going through the same motions, listening to the same advice, experiencing the same conditioning day in and day out. It is a self-made prison that is difficult to escape. So how can you escape the prison of your conditioning so you can advance down the path to your dreams? It begins with a shift in perspective. All right. So how profound is that? All it takes to get out of the rut is the way you look at things. But he gives such great examples. Skiing down that snowy, beautiful, pristine mountain, and then you do it again because you enjoyed it so much, and then you do it again, 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 and you're stuck in those ruts. And it gets to the point where, how do you shift? How do you change? You have to be willing to do that. You have to be open to shifting your perspective and shifting your mindset. So that excerpt, that little blurb in that book was enough for me to go, oh, wow, how incredible is that? That's all it takes is just a shift of the mindset. That's where all the dirty work comes in. That's where all the hard work comes in. We are so set in our ways. We are so set in our patterns, and we have a tendency to justify our patterns, right? So what are you going to do today that is going to shift your perspective? If you are finding yourself in a mindset where you're not enjoying what you're doing, I highly recommend taking just a few minutes and making a list of the things that you do enjoy about what it is you're doing. You can find something. And if you can't, you need to message me and I'll help you find something because I'm good for that. All right. So that is an excerpt from my book. Tomorrow we are going to be diving into, where is it? It's going to be your why, discovering your reasons why you're going to pursue the things you pursue. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm really excited about this book. This is one of my favorite books, so I am so happy to be able to share this with you. Let me know what you guys are sipping on. Let me know if you guys have questions. Let me know what books you recommend. I would love to hear what books you recommend, and I'll see if I can get a hold of them for the last week of September. It's going to come up pretty quickly. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you go and have a wonderful and amazing day. And thank you for joining me for your daily dose of love and caffeination. Go live with passion. Thanks for watching.